We start tonight with a live look outside. This is the north side of Indianapolis, 465 and Meridian. Central Indiana tonight bracing for a serious blast of Arctic air. Bursts of snow, brutally cold temperatures, and some very strong winds. All of it, Angela says, moving through tonight and tomorrow, so we do have the possibility of slick road conditions, especially in the morning commute. But Angela, we're already seeing the power of that wind, thousands of power outages.
Yes, all because of winds that have gusted over 60 miles per hour. Winds our viewers describing as scary tonight.
Wow.
64-mile-per-hour gusts reported at Eagle Creek, 62 at the Indianapolis airport, over 50-mile-per-hour gust in Muncie, and near 60 in Lafayette. And yes, we have power outages, thousands of them, concentrated especially here in and around Marion County, up over 5,000, thousands in Hendricks County, thousands as we move into portions of Madison County. We will see these power outages, that at least that potential, move south as we start to see those gusts move south as well. Highest gust right now from 54 in Muncie to a 51-mile-per-hour wind gust in Shelbyville. But get ready, Bloomington, Columbus, and Greensburg, those gusty winds are moving in. Along with the colder air, this is the reason for that flash freeze. Temperatures dropping rapidly, so anything that is wet is quickly turning to ice. We have a heavy band of rain, sleet, and snow moving through the central part of the state as well, and additional snow bursts up to our northwest. This will cause problems tomorrow morning.
And to fight all of that, INDOT, DPW, and AES Indiana say they all have preparations in place to respond to any issues this winter weather brings. DPW and INDOT are also reminding drivers give their crews some room while they treat those roads. And AES is asking families to report any power outages as they pop up, either through their website or on their hotline. And you'll definitely want to make sure you have the Live Doppler 13 weather app on your phone. You can access interactive radar and the forecast blogs all throughout the day tomorrow. It is a free download in the App Store. New tonight, we have learned a suspect shot by police on the southeast side this afternoon has died. And IMPD Chief Chris Bailey is sharing what unfolded in the moments before police pulled the trigger. Our Logan Gay brings us the latest details as this investigation begins.
The man with the machete was shot in this parking lot behind me. Right now on scene, there's still a few crime scene units as well as a few other officers. And also the vehicles involved in that crash are still here on the scene. Officers say the victims work in one of the offices here and the suspect is a former employee.
Not at work, right? You don't think that happens at work?
Employees at this office park couldn't believe what they saw when they looked outside their windows. This employee, who asked to stay anonymous, says a call from a friend at a neighboring business is how she found out.
I didn't hear anything, and then we came to the windows and we just seen, 30 cop cars, and it was like, oh my gosh.
Police say a man with a machete crashed into another vehicle with the other people inside. They say when the woman got out of the car, the man struck the woman with the machete, hitting her head and body. The man in the car with her was injured from the crash, but was able to run inside a business. The commotion left some employees wondering why this happened here.
It's not like there's even a high turnover. Everybody that works in these areas has normally been employed here for a while. And
when police arrived, they say the suspect refused to drop the weapon. The officer tried to give himself space, but police say the suspect charged at the officer, resulting in the shooting. The suspect was taken to the hospital and later died. The victims were taken to the hospital and are stable. Police believe the suspect and victims knew each other and that the woman may have been in a relationship with the suspect. Police Chief Chris Bailey says this was a dangerous situation for everyone involved.
Should never be the end to whatever's occurring in your life or whatever's occurring in any kind of relationship, especially deadly violence like this. We're lucky we didn't have a couple of our neighbors killed as a result of this person's actions and, our officer.
The employee hopes her colleagues next door make a full recovery.
It's December, it's Christmas time. You never want to see anything like that going on, period. But, this time of year, it's always sad for anybody involved.
No officers or other members of the community were injured. In Indianapolis, Logan Gay, 13 News.
The officer who fired his weapon has been placed on administrative leave pending an investigation by IMPD Internal Affairs and a civilian majority use of force review board. Well, tomorrow, the second officer accused in the death of Herman Whitfield III is set to testify in court. Officers Adam Ahmad and Steven Sanchez are on trial facing charges for reckless homicide, involuntary manslaughter, and battery. Today, Officer Sanchez took the stand about the day that Whitfield died in their custody during a mental health call. Sanchez testified that he deployed his taser when Whitfield ran, quote, full speed at him. The officer said he didn't believe the taser connected, so he and the other officers went hands-on to subdue and handcuff Whitfield. But he said while he did have a hand on Whitfield, he never applied downward pressure and didn't see the other officers do that either. Now, the prosecution rested its case today, and now the defense team will make their case. Closing arguments are expected by Friday morning. Tonight, investigators are trying to figure out what sparked this house fire on the south side of Indianapolis. This was the scene along Edgecombe Avenue this afternoon near Shelby Street and Sumner. Firefighters tell us a family of 5 lived here. They were able to get out safely along with their pets. Took about 30 minutes to get this fire under control. Now the family is staying with relatives while firefighters look into what caused it. Here's a look at the other stories making headlines tonight. A man was just convicted for a 2022 murder on the east side of Indianapolis. Milton Porter was found guilty of murder after Calvin Lawson Jr. was shot and killed along Washington Street between South Sherman and Emerson. Witnesses say Porter showed up at Lawson's apartment intending to fight him when Lawson came outside and Porter pulled a gun. Sentencing is set for next month. The FBI is looking into whether more people may have been victims of a multi-million-dollar scam here in Indianapolis. Rodney Grubbs is the former owner of Pickleball Rocks. He's accused of stealing millions from investors who bought into the company. The FBI raided Grubbs' home earlier today. Now they're asking potential victims to fill out an online form to help with the investigation. You can find a link to that on our website. Former Attorney General Curtis Hill goes on trial next week for sexual misconduct allegations. Hill was accused of groping multiple women at a party, but he has denied the claims. Our partners at the Capitol Chronicle report opening statements are expected to begin on Monday afternoon. IMPD officers are set to vote on a new contract tomorrow. That would make them one of the highest paid departments in the state. This new agreement would raise the salary of already employed officers as well as starting pay for new hires. Overall, the proposal would raise the average salary by 24% over a 4-year period. The Federal Aviation Administration just approved the closure of the downtown heliport in Indianapolis. The process to shut the heliport down started several years ago due to the cost to keep it up and running. As far as what's next for that downtown property, it's part of the land Mayor Hogsett wants to use for a new soccer stadium to draw a Major League Soccer team here to Indianapolis. Remember, you can find all the day's local and national headlines anytime on WTHR.com and the 13 News app, as well as streaming 24/7 on WTHR+.